Accelerated earthquake timelines. The Philippines sit at one of Earth's most complex and dangerous tectonic junctions. This archipelago nation isn't just on the Ring of Fire. It's at the very center of a tectonic battle zone where multiple plates converge, collide, and grind past each other in geological war. The magnitude 7.4 earthquake on October 10, 2025, was caused by movement on a fault within the Philippine Trench, which is part of the larger Pacific Ring of Fire. The October 10th fracture event hasn't created new earthquakes from scratch. It's simply accelerated timelines that were already ticking toward inevitable ruptures. The implications extend far beyond the Philippines. October 10th, 2025. The earthquake that occurred along the Philippine Fault Zone is part of the larger Pacific Ring of Fire. This is a seismically active zone where tectonic plates are constantly moving and colliding, so a large earthquake in one area can stress other parts of this complex system. A major earthquake near the Philippines could potentially trigger more earthquakes along the Pacific Ring of Fire. The October 10th fracture has created what seismologists call a stress highway, a direct conduit connecting previously isolated fault systems across thousands of kilometers. The Philippines is sandwiched between two opposite-facing subduction zones where oceanic plates are forced beneath continental plates, creating deep oceanic trenches and volcanic activity, the Manila Trench and the Philippine Trench. The October 10th event was unprecedented by how the Pacific Plate responded to the enormous stress. A fracture, it usually happens along established fault zones, not through the middle of supposedly intact plate sections. Satellite data from underwater monitoring systems revealed the shocking extent of the damage. A massive crack had opened in the Pacific Plate, extending 200 kilometers northwest from the initial rupture point. More alarming was that this wasn't a static fracture. It was actively growing. The Pacific Plate literally cracked open like breaking glass. In basic plate tectonic theory, oceanic plates should not fracture lengthwise like this. Oceanic plates are supposed to be the most rigid parts of Earth's lithosphere. They're cold, dense slabs of rock that typically bend and subduct rather than break apart. When they do fracture, it usually happens along established fault zones. The fracture isn't just a surface fracture. Deep-sea bathymetric mapping shows it extends through the entire thickness of the oceanic crust. If the Pacific Plate, one of Earth's largest and most stable tectonic plates, can experience this kind of catastrophic fracturing, then similar events may be possible elsewhere. Large earthquakes can release stress on nearby faults, potentially triggering smaller aftershocks or even causing more significant quakes on adjacent faults in the future. Energy that was contained in one section of the plate boundary system is now flowing outward, finding paths of least resistance toward other fault systems that might not be ready to handle this additional stress. Those fault systems include some of the most dangerous earthquake generators on the planet. The fracture has essentially created a new pathway for stress transfer across the Western Pacific, bypassing natural barriers that would normally contain and isolate seismic energy. Imagine it like a dam breaking. Seismologists are tracking its expansion daily, watching as it rewrites the fundamental rules of tectonic plate behavior, witnessing the birth of a new plate boundary. Monitoring stations are detecting systematic tremor patterns progressing outward from the fracture zone at rates that cannot be explained by normal aftershock sequences. Stress that should have dissipated over centuries is being concentrated in months. Public awareness and readiness also play a crucial role. Nationwide earthquake drills teach the drop, cover, and hold technique, ensuring individuals know how to protect themselves during tremors. Volcanoes can wake following large quakes.